You know, when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was drafted, it took 3 years to draft. Astonishingly, one little interesting fact which I didn't know until today is it's the most translated document in the world, which is pretty significant in its own right, because it is such an astonishing document. Even back in those days, for the document, yes, of course, it talks about the most basic things, the right to life, freedom from torture, etc. But actually, even the fact that it talks about equal pay for equal work. Now, that's something that, Karen, we took a few years after the signing of the declaration to bring into operation. I think you as a woman might say we've still got a little distance to travel even in this country now. So the spirit that the declaration created was enormous, and we shouldn't lose the optimism of the importance of that declaration. But it's equally true, as Karen has said, that we can look around this room in actual fact, but we can look around the world and see how, very sadly, both the spirit and the practicality of the declaration is breached. I was talking to people from the Philippines about arbitrary detention and, of course, disappearance. Well, that's murder. Claudia from Guatemala was telling me about the situation there, a country I used to know well but have lost some contact with, but where again the arbitrary use of the law to attack those who are human rights defenders is real. We've got people from Zimbabwe, from Kenya, the DRC, Iran. We can, and I'm sorry, I've not been into the other room just yet. I've got to give a mention to Colombia, because I've spent a lot of my life involved in Colombia, where again the right to life is simply not honoured, not respected, and impunity is real. So we know the challenges in this world. Now, part of the role, obviously, of the IPU here in the UK, certainly the role for the all-party group on human rights, is to make sure that we are there as witnesses. Witnesses when things are going terribly wrong, that we speak up for those who don't have a voice, because sometimes the best protection I can give to a human rights defender, an environmental defender, is to name them publicly, so it makes it more difficult for the authorities, wherever it may be, to attack that individual. The problem is there are so many human rights defenders, so many environmental defenders around this world. Every one of them is precious. Every one of them is doing something that is amazing. So to those of you who have that role, let me simply say this: thank you for what you're doing, and thank you through you to every human rights and environmental defender around this world. You are precious, and we value your contribution. It's a great celebration, but let's make sure as a celebration we commit to making it genuinely the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Thank you.